Maybe you know that China has a fairly large aviation industry, manufacturing, for example, the Comac C series or the Xi'an MA600. But did you also know that China builds its own Airbus planes? Today we are going to fly on one of these, to this interesting airport here. Welcome to Bangkok, or maybe better, goodbye Bangkok, as I'm about to leave this great place. I'm at Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport and I'm going to take my Air Macau flight to, well, you may have guessed it, Macau. The check-in queue was quite long and I spent roughly 30 minutes waiting in line. I probably already said it in the voiceover, but anyway, hello and greetings from Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport. Despite flying in economy class today, I may visit one of the miracle lounges here at Suvarnabhumi Airport, thanks to Priority Pass. My ride today is going to be on the Airbus A320-200 TSN, registered Bravo Mike Charlie Bravo, which was built in Tianjin in 2013. The Airbus A320 Appendix TSN is actually the IATA code for Tianjin, Airbus production site in China. And honestly, I can't think of anything that should or could be different to an Airbus A320 manufactured in France. But if so, whatever that should be, we will find out shortly. And this here is my ride for today, this Airbus A320 operated by Air Macau. So today it's going to be economy class for me, and I hope I will be able to get enough footage because economy class usually is not so easy to film because there's not too much to film and to show. It's boarding time and I'm excited to fly Air Macau for the first time, completely unbiased, as I have no idea what to expect. I see Air Macau offers a true regional business class, 2 rows of 4 seats each. And behind I find the usual 3 configured economy class. I would have loved trying out their business class, but my wallet wasn't big enough, unfortunately. Welcome on board Air Macau Airbus A320. The legroom is, I would say, okay. I mean, I know I'm very tall, so it's always a bit tighter for me, but overall I would say it's okay. My left armrest comes with the seat recliner knob and this IFE control. I haven't seen such an armrest IFE control in use for years, so I'm not quite sure if they actually still work. I don't have headphones that would fit in here and none were provided by the airline, so I can't try it out. This is the view I have from seat 19F. As expected, I have a table in front of me and a pouch with documents which we will look at in a moment, but there's no IFE screen. Conveniently, there are air fans and reading lights for each passenger. So the pouch contains the safety card. The safety card is for the classic version, but also for the neo version. Right now we are sitting on the classic version. There's so much more in the seat pocket. I think we will check it out in flight, since we have quite a lot of time. Yeah, I surely had better legroom before. It depends how I position my feet.
We are from the power bank in the boarding gate.
Let's very quickly, as I don't want to bother my fellow passenger behind me for too long, check out the seat recline. It's a rather generous recline, I would say, but there is no adjustable headrest, unfortunately. Boarding is completed and we will soon start our journey towards Macau.
为了您的安全，我们建议您在飞行过程中。
It seems these economy class seats are proudly presented by Recaro. By the way, have you already subscribed to my channel? Please consider doing so, as this will help my channel grow. My goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers before 2045. on our way, and the flight time to Macau is roughly 3 hours. If you are interested, I can show you what other information we find in the seat pocket. The safety card we have covered already, but what I have seen never before is this. A card warning about in-flight thefts. Wow, what a world we live in. That surely makes me sick. Luckily there's also an air sickness bag. And this here is a passenger satisfaction survey. This here I cannot read, but it looks like some sort of property investment information to me. And here I also find the beautifully looking Air Macau in-flight magazine. Always interesting, I find the route map. Quite often I end up being inspired for future trips. The in-flight magazine out of the way, we also have a shopping magazine. That's it, quite a seat pocket full of reading material. Wow, again, this onboard theft awareness information. Are flights to Macau especially prone to thefts? I'm sure there must have been an accumulation of incidents. I see water bottles are handed out. A nice touch, although a little snack would have been nice too, as there wasn't even an in-flight on-demand menu. Well, I guess I should have brought something to eat with me on board, but luckily I could have a little bite in the lounge earlier. Anyway, cheers to a pleasant flight aboard this otherwise rather comfortable China-made Airbus A320. And, like I assumed, there's no tangible difference between an A320 made in Tianjin and one made in Europe, unless I missed a feature or two intended for the Chinese market. Let's see what the in-flight Wi-Fi service looks like. It certainly required a number of clicks until I could reach the welcome page. Interestingly, the English option was not available, so I'm trying to get a grasp of the content with any of the other language options. Since there are no IFE screens with every seat, it looks like Wi-Fi capable device owners may access movies, TV shows, kid stuff and so on their personal devices. And there's also a moving map, my favorite entertainment. I'm scrolling a bit through the offered IFE, but honestly I can't tell with certainty what I'm looking at, so maybe you be the judge, especially if you are familiar with the Chinese language. Ah, this I understand, the Air Macau fleet overview. So what else is there to do, besides watching the world go by? Oh, hold on! Okay, that was unexpected. A meal is being served now, and it's even a hot meal. I take back everything I said about missing an in-flight catering. Veggies with rice and chicken I got, together with a bread bun and some fruit. Nice. Air Macau just won my heart back.
Wow, this meal service was quite a surprise. I did not expect a full meal on this flight. So I guess it is indeed a full service carrier, not a low cost carrier. I was not quite sure when I was checking in, so definitely a full service carrier. So far I can recommend it. The crew is very nice. The flight is packed, so every seat is taken. That's why I was not talking too much into the camera, not to bother other people. But despite the full flight, I find it quite comfortable. The seats are quite comfortable, and I'm looking forward to visit Macau for the very first time.
We are almost halfway there and we are just crossing the Vietnamese shoreline. I have a hotel review from this shoreline, maybe check it out at some point. Let's have a look at the made in Tianjin Airbus A320 rear bathroom. I don't think I need to name every item that you can see anyway, so I will just browse through. That way you get an impression of what to expect when flying on this aircraft or a similar aircraft. back at my seat, I will try to have a nap. Although the lack of headrest flexibility makes finding a comfortable position not so easy. But we are in Macau shortly anyway. Here I get a first glance at Macau's famous on-water airport, with the runway and taxiways basically built on artificial stretches of islands, resulting in a quite unique airport layout. You will see what I mean shortly. Welcome to Macau. I'm very curious to discover this special administrative region of the People's Republic of China. That was it, my first ever flight with Air Macau and the first time flying an Airbus A320 manufactured in Tianjin. Despite the fully booked flight, I enjoyed the ride with Air Macau, especially the in-flight service. I have flown regional business class services that offer less catering than what I got today with Air Macau in economy class. So a big compliment from my side. I hope you enjoyed this little flight review and thank you for watching to the end. Until next time, bye for now.